It looks like you're in the shade.
I'm in darkness because the light, if I go too bright, it'll be too much.
Mm.
So, but you have all the natural light in front of you. So
Living in paradise, son.
Let me calm down. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. Try not to be so close. All right. Well, cool.
And the way we
Right. Okay, you ready? Chris, you want to give me a countdown? Or just send me a thumbs up in the chat.
Yeah, let me send you a message because I counted down, but you couldn't hear me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. 3, 2, go.
Bootleg Zoom.
All right. Hey, what's up? It's JusNik, WBLS, your favorite afternoon host. So, in case you did not know, the Toyota HBCU NY Classic is back, all right? September 12th through the 16th. It's the world's largest HBCU homecoming, and you definitely got to be there. It's a multi-day celebration of HBCU culture and community activities that culminates with an epic matchup between Morehouse College and Albany State University. And it's one of only 2 HBCU classics in the Northeast region, and the kickoff to the HBCU homecoming week across America with the Toyota HBCU New York Classic includes college and career fairs in both New York and New Jersey, encouraging and educating the next generation around the power of HBCU culture. And I'm so happy to have these special invited guests who are just amazing. You see their faces, you know where they're from. I'll introduce them. One, we have the Darryl and Bell, best known for his role as Big Brother X-Ray Vision in Spike Lee's film School Daze, and as Ron Johnson Jr. on the NBC sitcom that we all know and love, A Different World. And a fun fact about him is he's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, Ski Phi, having pledged the fraternity through the Delta Zeta chapter in spring of '82. Welcome.
Hello, what's happening?
What's up?
Sorry, I just had to let that out since you put it out there.
We also have Kadeem Hardison, best known for the role of Dwayne Wayne on the television series A Different World and Edge in School Daze. And he's from Brooklyn, y'all. Bedford-Stuyvesant in the building.
You know what's up. Brooklyn, stand up.
So first of all, welcome. And let's just talk about HBCU culture, because both of these, the film and the TV series you guys were in, is a huge part of college life. So let's just talk about what HBCUs mean to you both personally. We'll start with you, Kadeem.
Oh, really? Start with the guy that didn't go to college and didn't even know about HBCUs.
But you portrayed it, so you had to learn something about it.
I learned that homecoming is the bomb. That was the first thing I learned. Spike took us down to homecoming just to get an idea of what life was like on that campus. And I'd never seen anything like that. I grew up kind of in Manhattan. So I had a whole different array of friends, and whites and blacks and Puerto Ricans and Dominicans and all of that. And we got down to Atlanta to campus to experience homecoming. And it was amazing. It opened my eyes. I never knew that that existed, and that school could be like that. That it was us. So it was a complete eye opener and a game changer in terms of, wow, this really happens. And then lucked out and ended up on a series kind of depicting the same life right after.
Darryl, let's talk about your experience after having gone and pledging Alpha Phi Alpha. How important is HBCU to you?
Oh, spectacularly important. You know, being a part of School Daze and A Different World, depicting HBCUs for the better part, I mean, almost all of our lives. I mean, we were early 20s, you know, when we were cast in School Daze. So HBCU life has been a part of our life. And for me, even though I went to Syracuse University, a predominantly white institution, 2 things happened. One of the episodes of A Different World talked about, it was Dwayne Wayne's friend who was trying to be an advocate on behalf of going to a PWI versus an HBCU. And that was a real conversation that guidance counselors were having with me when I was deciding where to go to college. And I had friends that attended Howard and other HBCUs, and I was literally steered away from making that decision.
Wow.
And what's ironic about it is I pledged Alpha as a freshman. And so being part of the first Black Greek organization and, everything that's happening this weekend with the Toyota HBCU New York Classic with the step show and all that, that was the life I lived. And it was really special at Syracuse. Out of the 15,000 students, there were only like 800 Black students. I went dark for a minute. Hopefully we're still live. You got me?
Yes, you're still here.
Okay. Out of the 15,000 students at Syracuse, there were only 800 Black students.
Wow.
But our life as in our community was so active between all of the Greek organizations, all of the interaction with the Greek Panhandle and Student Council. It was exactly like it was a microcosm of what A Different World was like. And so, having the opportunity to, along with Kadeem and everyone else associated with A Different World, to inspire generation after generation to go to college and attend HBCUs has been the greatest legacy any of us could ask for.
Absolutely. And with them trying to basically erase a part of African American history, how important do you think it is for people to support HBCUs even now more than before?
Oh my gosh, that's an amazing, important question. And the idea that Kadeem will tell you that recently we did an event at the Wilmington Library in Delaware. And I got to acknowledge a professor from Syracuse who impacted my life. He was one of my greatest mentors and changed my life. And he was the dean of the African American Studies Department. And the idea that African American studies are being targeted is just incomprehensible to me and un-American to me. The idea that needs to be reinforced and codified around America is Black history is American history, full stop. And so I love that the Toyota HBCU New York Classic is inviting high school students to come and meet with college administrators and get an opportunity to see the importance of furthering their education and exposing them to all of the history and opportunity that is there for them.
Absolutely. So, Kadeem, you're from New York. Had you ever been to a previous HBCU Classic in New York?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know about that. Like, I kind of had it figured out at about 13 that I wanted to be an actor. So all my energy was towards that, acting school, acting anything. College was like, well, I can't really learn how to, didn't realize I can't really learn how to act in college. I want to go to work. So I never even knew literally that what an HBCU was until I met Spike and we went down to Atlanta to see Homecoming.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah,
You went to Atlanta to see it?
Yeah,
That's an experience in itself.
Yeah. Unforgettable. Yeah, he took a handful of us down just to see it. And I don't know if he did it for the New York guys, because what experience would we have other than unless we actually went? But I had no idea where we were going. When he said, "Yeah, we're going down to Homecoming," I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, he's just saying words that don't really connect for me. But yeah, I'm down to go. But what is a homecoming? It sounds kind of scary.
Right.
But it was amazing. It was amazing. And then Shorty, Darryl and I went to
Did you call him Shorty?
I
Yeah.
call him Short. I've been calling him Shorty for 30 years.
Yeah, that's been my nickname for a long time.
It's because he's short. That's it. Um, um,
Yeah.
we went to Louisiana, right?
I like vertically challenged, but that's all right. Go
Vertically
ahead.
challenged. Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's not a big guy. We went to Louisiana for wasn't that a homecoming type
Yeah,
joint?
we went to the Bayou Classic.
The Bayou Classic.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was amazing. And that was after the my experience with Spike in Atlanta. So I kind of had an idea of what was happening. So yeah, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of events that is going on. On Tuesday, they have the New York City High School Education Day, which is from 10 to 2. They're inviting high school sophomores, juniors, and seniors, as well as community college students. And they're encouraging them to attend Morehouse College and Albany State University, as Darryl mentioned earlier. They also have an Education Day on Wednesday. There's a list of events, but you guys are going to be coming out here on Thursday. So let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah, I can't wait. We're going to be at the Apollo Theater for a panel, myself, Kadeem, and Jasmine, and there's going to be a great debate there as well. Just to be at the world famous Apollo Theater is going to be spectacular. You know, I don't know what the great debate's going to be like, but hopefully the loser doesn't get dragged off by Sandman. You know, that could be a little hard, a little harsh. You know what I mean?
Is this your first time going to the Apollo?
No.
Oh, I was about to say no, right?
It's not my first time going. It'll be my first time appearing on stage at the Apollo.
Wow. Kadeem, it's your first.
First time in the building.
Wow.
Yeah.
You lived in New York all your life?
Wait, don't do that.
Oh my God.
Hey, but I've never been to the Statue of Liberty either.
That part.
Yeah, but that's a little different than the Apollo. That's like saying you've never been to the Cotton Club. Please don't say that too.
Oh my goodness.
I've never been to. I've been up to the Bronx to the projects.
So
Yeah.
I can imagine what this debate is going to be like because just of the candor between you two, which you seem like you've been best friends for how many years now?
Too many to count.
Yeah.
30 plus.
86, 87.
Since we were both not gray.
Yes, word up. Or bald. Or
Since we weren't silver foxes. Yeah, we've been friends that long.
Yeah,
You know?
So how's the relationship with everybody from a different world who's going to be on this panel with you? Is it all just silly and craziness? Because I've seen you and Jasmine together, Kadeem, and you two are just as funny as you and Darryl.
Yeah, it's a love fest.
It is. You know, it's such a cliche, but cliches tend to last because there's so much truth to them. And for us, we are all family. We don't have to fake liking each other because there is real love between all of us. And whenever we get back together, it's just like yesterday. The chemistry between all of us is the same. We miss each other. We wish we were all still working together. Who knows if that can happen in the future? Never say never, but we like being around each other. And we certainly like to come together for these type of events when we can get together with our fans, connect with a new generation of fans that have found a different world on Max or somewhere else and have been exposed to HBCUs and want to go to school. It still is the greatest experience for all of us when on a daily basis, someone will say, I went to college because I watched a different world. I'm a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer because I watched a different world. And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And to elaborate on the event that they're going to be at, it's called HBCU Inspired, the Great Debate at the Apollo. It's from 7 to 10, okay? And it's marking the 35th anniversary of Spike Lee's School Daze and A Different World. And they're going to be speaking about the importance of HBCUs and how HBCUs have inspired them. So you can get your tickets at hbcunyclassic.com. Friday, they have a Greek step show at 7:30. Members of the Divine Nine are scheduled to perform. So I'm curious to know, were you out there getting it in were you stepping as an alpha?
I would love to. You know what? It was so much fun in School Daze. I couldn't wait when they said we were going to step in School Daze because I was a step master for my chapel. So I was the one that could put it on. And even in School Daze, it was fun because I believe it was O-Dog was his name, he was a Q, and he was the one that did the choreography for School Daze, and they were Q steps, and he hated that the alpha was the best stepper in the group. He was like, "You are rocking these Q steps." I'm like, "Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I can get it." So I would love to get out there and step with him. I'd be happy.
Kadeem, would you have ever stepped if you went to college?
No. It's funny
Just
because
not.
in a different world, or on a different world, we had an episode where Dwayne and Ron pledged. It was more Ron's idea, but he wanted his brother to pledge with him. And I remember going to the writers going, "This is not Dwayne's thing. I don't think he would go for this kind of, all of this stuff that this entails." And they pinned it up nice and wrote it up good. And at the end, he went his way towards being a frat brother, and I stayed on my path. So yeah, I know if I'd have went to college and they would have been like, "Put your hand in the toilet and blindfold yourself and walk like a duck," I'd have been like, "Yeah, okay, y'all doing too much. I'll see you later."
But there's more than that. It's a brotherhood, right?
I get that, but there's all kinds too.
What'd you say? You got my brotherhood without that, right?
Exactly. I'm just.
But you know what's funny though? He says he would not have liked to step, but the step that the fellas did in School Daze, tell me you didn't like that.
Oh yeah, I murdered that. I had a ball
yes,
doing that.
See?
Yeah, the stepping part was good.
Told you.
I'm sorry, I missed the whole question. I went straight for the pledging.
Yes, no,
the stepping part. If I was in college and I was down with the frat, I'd have been one of the best steppers, online.
Okay. Sure. I like that. Well, let's talk about the
is online the right thing to call it too?
Yes.
Look at that. 30 years later, I got it.
Teaching him the terminology. So just tell me about the importance of Greek life, Darryl, for those who may be watching, thinking about pledging, or why is it important to pledge?
Listen, from all Greek organizations, when you talk about brotherhood or sisterhood, there's the importance of that, and relationships and having support groups around you while you're in school. There's that. But if we go back to the beginning, specifically for Alpha Phi Alpha, which was founded in 1906 at Cornell University, it was mostly about the importance of education. African American students were not allowed to study together on campus. So the founders of Alpha Phi Alpha would get together to support each other to study. That's how it began. And it evolved into a fraternity. And so Greek life has always been about brotherhood and sisterhood, but it's also been about relationships for life. There are so many of us who, as you find when you graduate from college, many of your fraternity brothers, your frat brothers or sorors ascend to positions of power and importance, and they become your network for professional excellence. All of the Greek organizations have distinguished members who have achieved enormous success. And it's a testament to the significance not only of college life, but of professional life once you're graduated and out of college. So I would encourage all those who are interested. Pledging has been in fraternity and sorority life is much different than the days of Animal House. There's particularly for the African American Greek organizations, there's always been a focus towards professionalism and career, and service, giving back to the community. So that's what you take away from being part of those organizations.
Absolutely. Well said. Well, we have to talk about the main event that goes down Saturday. There's a few events that go on that day. Yard Fest is from 10 to 2. WBLS will definitely be out there representing. Of course, they have the Career Expo at the same time, where it's going to include the New York Jets, Wells Fargo, Johnson & Johnson, and a bunch of other companies across the United States will be in attendance. So it's really going to be a day of networking, a day of information, a day of just coming together and celebrating the culture. Of course, game day kickoff is at 3 o'clock. So for all of these details, of course, you can check out the HBCUNYClassic.com. But you guys are amazing. I really do hope that there is something in store in the future when it comes to whether a different world or maybe part 2 of School Daze, which would be phenomenal. I don't know if you guys
That would be great. It would never say never. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Never say never.
Okay, there's possibility.
And then let me just say this. Kadeem and I, he grew up in New York. I'm New York and New Jersey. So I grew up listening to WBLS and had the pleasure on Friday night videos of working with Frankie Crocker. And, when we talk about WBLS royalty, listen to Frankie Crocker all the time. So not only was it phenomenal to meet Frankie Crocker, but I loved, I hope we all live to be 100, but me, 100 minus a day, so I won't know that good people like you passed away. That was Frankie's sign-off. Love that.
Yes.
WBLS.
Classic. Okay, one of the original rappers, all right? Before rapping was a thing.
That's
right. Shout out to Vaughn Harper, too.
That's right.
Yes.
Vaughn Harper in the Quiet Storm.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
So before I let you two amazing guys go, what are you most looking forward to with this HBCU Classic?
I'm gonna go. I want to see the game. I'm a football fan, so I want to see the game. The debate will be fun. My first time in the Apollo is going to be extra special. My brother lives a few blocks away, so I'm trying to sneak him in. It's Sorry, I mean, sneak him in by sneaking him
outed it.
Listen, now they're gonna be watching you at the door.
Yeah, right. That's my security with me. I'm excited to go to the Apollo. I'm excited to go and watch a football game live. I haven't been to a live football game. Oh my God, probably since the Jets back in the day. At Shea back in the day. Oh no,
Wow.
We've been since then. We went to the Super Bowl.
Who's your favorite team? I'm curious now.
I'm a New York guy, so Jets, Giants, and then all black quarterbacks and black coaches.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What about you?
Some Steelers get in there. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to the game, but not for the same reason as Kadeem. I want the halftime show. I'm looking for the battle of the bands. I'm looking at the get down with the get down. That's where the real battle's going to go. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's also fun. It's hard for me to say the MetLife Stadium. I'm like, that's the Meadowlands, right?
Right. Oh, they changed the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, MetLife, right.
But it's going to be great for us to be there. And I want to thank Toyota for being the sponsor and supporter of this event and supporter of the culture, and for Morehouse and Albany State to be, featured is spectacular. So I'm looking forward to all of it.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I think that it's amazing that they got you guys to be a part of this. It just makes sense. And so I wish you so much success. Of course, stop by WBLS whenever. Doors are always open. Kadeem, Darryl, make sure you check them out Thursday. And don't forget to head over to the Toyota HBCU NY Classic, returning to MetLife Stadium Saturday, September 16th. WBLS, we'll see you there. Thanks for watching.
06!
What are you doing?
Perfect.